Hey everyone, my name's Amy and welcome to my channel. This is my second episode of ABC on Women's Health, and today we're talking about hormones and skin. When it comes to hormonal health, there is heaps of debate on what does and doesn't work, on what is and isn't effective, and how to treat it and how to heal it and that sort of thing. So now I'm not a dermatologist or a naturopath or a herbalist or any sort of professionally trained person in health, GP, I don't know. I'm just working off personal experience and actually recovering from my own endo. So if we're talking about female hormones, they affect so many aspects of our daily lives. It would be just crazy for us to ignore them and assume that our bodies will just take care of themselves. I mean, once upon a time, they did, but that was a long time ago. And in today's culture, there's so much use of makeup and so many different types of skincare products. Not only that, but we've got environmental factors and lifestyle, stress, all of these things affect our hormones. And so in today's society, female hormones are a really complicated thing, and a lot of issues that women deal with are actually directly related to our hormones. I could talk about diet and lifestyle because these are fairly obviously important factors in getting our hormonal balance right. But I also know that these are two of the hardest aspects of our lives to change. So what I'm going with today is something a little bit different, something that some people are very aware of and other people haven't even thought about yet. And that is how our skin can affect our hormonal health. Our skin is the largest organ of our body, and it is designed to be a protective barrier between us and the atmosphere and the air around us and anything that we come in contact with. So it's pretty tough stuff. It's also pretty amazing stuff. But something a lot of people probably don't realize is that it's also directly connected to our bloodstream. There's a lot of debate about what can and cannot get through your skin and into your bloodstream, and I've tried to link some really good articles in the description below that will help you understand how much of that is true and how much of it isn't, and what things to really look out for. Obviously there are going to be some things that will just never get through your skin, but then there are things that do, and so the trick is finding out which things to be aware of and which things to not worry about. So parabens, for example, are a huge problem for women because they mimic estrogens, which you can imagine is a pretty big problem since estrogen is a very vital female hormone. I'm not going to go into parabens in detail today, that's something for another time, but if you want to hit subscribe, at some point I'm going to go into a video discussing parabens in detail. Learning what to avoid and what not to avoid can be a really complicated process. So I've also linked in the description below a website called ewg.org. Now this is a website that has been really helpful to me. So they actually have many thousands of products on their website, so you can search nearly anything from shampoo to moisturizer, and it will tell you, it'll give you a rating for how dangerous or otherwise that product is. You can also directly look up ingredients. If you find a bottle and it has ingredients on it and you don't know what they are, you can actually look them up on this website and they will tell you how dangerous that ingredient is and what it actually is and what it comes from. So that can be really helpful in this process of learning to understand what you can put on your skin and what you can't put on your skin. I've got to the point when I'm looking at ingredients list that I can skim over it in a few seconds and know whether or not it's something that I'm happy with or something I need to look into a little bit more, or if it's something that I would just simply not go near. Now I've got a couple of really good tips coming up in this video for how you can develop the same skill to be able to just flick over things and not be so confused. One of the biggest factors when I'm looking at skincare products is to think about the fact that some of these ingredients may get into my bloodstream at some point. Now, another thing that gets into our bloodstream is the food we eat. And for this reason, we're often pretty careful about not eating toxic foods or foods that are laden with chemicals, and we try to avoid a lot of really unhealthy stuff. And whilst we may not always process the science of that, a lot of us actually know how important it is and we know that those bad things will get into our bodies and they will affect us. I mean, obviously we all binge eat stuff and rubbish from time to time. The same principle can be applied to our skincare. So one of the simplest things that I use to help me pick what I'm going to put on my skin is that if I can't eat it, it's not going on my skin. Obviously, there are many things that I put on my skin that I still would rather not eat. For example, this shea butter here. I probably would not enjoy it spread on my toast, but technically I could ingest it and it would not be harmful to me. The only trouble is it's not particularly appetizing to eat, but it is 100% organic and it is from an edible plant, so I could eat it if I wanted to, which I don't. It does, however, spread very nicely onto my legs just after I shave them. There are some products that just don't fit in with this rule. So there are some things that I have that have 1 or 2 ingredients on them that I probably wouldn't eat, but so long as I know what they are and I'm comfortable with how safe or otherwise they are, then that's okay too, so long as you know what they are and what they're going to do to you. My second really simple rule for checking the ingredients list is that if you can't read it, then you probably shouldn't be putting it on your skin. I like to go with having at least 50% of the ingredients listed in plain English, but probably for me it would be more because I am quite particular about what I put on my skin. Some things are different. For example, this ultra gentle facial cleansing oil has all the ingredients listed on the back, and some of them you can't understand, but they put little brackets and they tell you what that actually means. So essentially they have Latin names for the different things, like glycine soja, which is in brackets soybean oil. So some things like that, I think they're perfectly fine so long as they tell you what they are and you're confident that they're telling the truth. This particular brand, Palmer's, I trust most of their ingredients. They're really good. Whilst I'm not claiming to have perfect health, I have absolutely seen a difference in my overall hormonal health since changing the types of things that I put on my skin. It's also important to note that some toxins can take a really long time to actually build up in your system before you'll see any of the side effects of them. So right at this point, you might feel like there's nothing wrong with the stuff that you're using and the things that you're putting on your skin because you're not seeing any side effects. But my question to you would be, is it worth waiting 5, 10, 15 years for those things to build up in your system and for you to start seeing problems? And problems can be anything, PCOS, endo, skin problems, anything that's related to your hormones, including menopause, PMS, headaches. There are so many things that can be sometimes very subtly linked to your hormones, but there are so many things that female hormones affect. I mean, we should know, we're girls, everything gets to us. We are so hormonal, moody and emotional, but the truth is we don't have to be, and this is one really easy step in the right direction towards getting your hormonal healing. Your hormonal healing, if I can say that right. If you do start changing what you're using on your skin, you may not see results straight away, but like I said, not everything is actually affecting you right now, so you may not notice a difference. Some side effects may take time to wear off because some of those toxins may already be built up in your body and they might actually take time to detoxify and come out of your system. If your hormones are important to you, which I really think they should be important to every single one of us, then taking these 2 simple steps could be a really huge step for you in your journey towards hormonal health and healing. So please take these on board, do some research, check out the articles that I have linked in the description below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you want to see some more of my videos in the future. Thanks for watching!